Check that thing out.
Nice. Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
I got excited for the first drive. If you ever watched this channel at all, you know I may not be the best car builder in the world. I'm the best transmission fluid spiller on the planet, but that's not what we're worried about right now. That's all gas. What the What's up? It is Casey from Casey's Customs. I am super excited. My 1969 Blazer is coming back to the shop. It has been gone for almost a year. Went to another YouTuber's. They did a bunch of work. Trailer Trash Racing. Thank you. But they haven't touched it in like 6 or 8 months. I don't even know if he still posts videos. But he was doing pretty good there for a while. And then I think life got in the way. We've all been there. And it's coming back home. Now, problems. I just got a call from my transport guy. He's actually picking up a 67 Cadillac. I don't know if you've already seen that yet. I don't know what order these videos are going to be in. But I thought I was going to have time to move the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird's here in front of me. I don't think I'm going to. We're just going to dump it out right in front. Now, here's the issue. I just found out they can't get it aired up. So they use like just a normal airline to kind of lift it up. But that's okay. Sometimes the airlines, airbag stuff, when they sit for long enough, the bags on push-to-connect fittings, the lines can kind of pull themselves out. Not too worried about that. Obviously, it needs addressed. The problem is they can't start it. It's cranking, but it wouldn't fire. And that's a little bit unnerving because the last video I saw it, they were driving it around the block and goofing off. So, priority number one, whenever it gets here, first take a look at it. I think it's been sitting outside for a lot of that time. It was inside for most of it. I think it sat out, so it's probably rusty. I want to get it washed, make sure we don't have spiders and shit all over it, and then pull it inside, figure out what the hell is going on. But it's going to be here in like 30 minutes, so let's see what it looks like. Check it out. Baby's home. Oh my God. I don't know if it gets much cooler than that. I mean, V8 Toyota's pretty cool. 67 Impala, laying on the ground, pretty cool. 68 Cutlass, pretty cool, not as cool as this. T-Bird's badass. V8 Honda CRX is the winner. She's better than everybody, but that's pretty damn amazing. It's back. Trailer Trash Racing, he was like, you know, do you want to do anything else? I said, you can go as far with it as you want. Well, they went crazy. Braced everything up. Doors open and close now. Did a bunch of sheet metal work. I got brand new bumpers for it. Brand new seats. Oh, he also changed the pulley system to a modern style serpentine belt setup, which I love. Very, very cool. Damn, I forgot I put a new carburetor on this too. New intake, new carb. Oh, wow, 327, love it. Oh, shit, I forgot I did that. Thank God I did that in aluminum or it'd be rusty. That looks pretty good. I forgot I made the firewall on this damn thing. This was a rusty piece of crap. If you need to go back and watch the videos, because I think I paid $800 for this truck. It was a long bed, running and driving, but I mean, it was falling apart. If I remember right, I just jacked the bed up and it fell off because that's just how rusty everything was. So ended up turning into a short wheelbase Blazer, and now it's looking good. Have a lot of work to do. Oh my God, I'm so happy it's back. All right, we got to move some stuff around the shop. Okay, got her inside. Probably 2 weeks ago at this point. I'm all over the place right now. I just drove out to Maryland and Pennsylvania to visit Tom's refurb. Ended up picking up another project from him. Did we need it? No, but it's a badass project and I got it for a steal. And we also goofed off, did some content. Then I went and seen my buddy Ryan at Crucible Coachworks. They have a bunch of custom Porsches. I was all over it. Then on the way home, I bought a Porsche for myself. It's just a shell, but real Porsche has a real Porsche 911 title. I hate that I'm saying Porsche now. It's Porsche. I always said Porsche before and it pissed people off and I like it. Porsche 911. Sorry, I drove like 12 hours today. Got home a couple hours ago. I'm such a psychopath, I can't just go to bed. I have to like play with my toys. I haven't touched my toys in like a week. So anyways, we got her in. Haven't dug into anything. Don't know why anything isn't working. But what I want to do, if my goal this video, I do want to start like getting the seats mounted, getting the bumpers mounted, double checking stuff. The fact that it doesn't run and drive is a big problem. I do not want that. My whole thing when this came back was I wanted to take it for a drive. So that's going to be the goal. So I want to get this thing jacked up on jack stands. I can get up underneath it, double check everything. I'm hoping it's just a fuel pump. The only problem is I was looking at it whenever I washed it, all my wires look okay. So I was thinking maybe it sat for a long time, a wire got pulled. It doesn't look like any of that's messed up. So what I want to do, get it up on jack stands, get it up in the air. We can start digging in, seeing what the hell is going on. Crossing our fingers that it's something easy, but you know how that shit goes. All right, let's get to work, baby. All right, got her up. Got some stuff cleaned up, greased a little bit. My doors are sticking a little bit. They just needed some PB Blaster. I could throw the battery in it, see what happens. But since I know it's already having issues, I haven't actually seen what the issues are. I should just go straight to the fuel pump, check for volts and stuff like that. But what I want to do before we dig in too much is pop my fuel lines off, make sure I have gas, make sure the fuel pump filter isn't plugged, and stuff like that. I already checked the oil. Oil looks good. I will say these hoses are brittle and shitty. I don't know if I just reused some old shit I had laying around or what, but they don't look great. I probably should shoot some PB Blaster on this carb too, because she looks all corroded. I hear gas. Is that gas or is that just a spring? No, it's spitting gas. Hold on. I'm going to use the camera and look in there real quick. Hold on. You're going to work for me. Let me know what you see. I see gas. I don't see much gas. Okay, well, all right. Let's double check some stuff real quick and we'll throw a battery in. I have a battery fully charged. I think the battery is also half dead, so maybe they just had something simple. I'm not sure. Could also be something dumb like corroded grounds. That's one thing. They switched out. They went to a serpentine system, and I think sometimes, I'm not sure on this one exactly, that feels like steel, but some of those are aluminum, and they'll corrode in between the steel like plug and then the aluminum. It'll get corrosion in there, and you just have a shitty ground. Yeah, that one looks okay, actually, but okay. Let's double check some stuff, throw a battery in it, see what the hell happens. But I just don't want to go too crazy in case it is shitty gas or a weird clog or a kinked line, because you can burn up fuel pumps real quick if you have something stupid like that going on. So I don't believe that was a super expensive fuel pump or anything. No, it's an Edelbrock. Those are usually pretty damn bulletproof. If you buy like the $20 ones on Amazon, I have learned they don't last. I've burnt up 3 or 4 of those. I bought like 5 at a time at one point, so I was just using them up. But really, really good if you're going to use that style to just spend the 50, 60 bucks on the little Edelbrock one, because they're pretty damn good. I'm not necessarily an Edelbrock diehard fan by any means, but they do make a pretty damn good fuel pump. All right, let's go. All right, I checked the gas in the tank. It's super low. There's like that much, which is probably a gallon across that big ass tank. So that could be our problem. The only thing is, normally I would say obviously that's a problem. The only thing is my filter in my sending unit was soaking wet. So it was still in there, but sometimes it's still too low to actually pull it. What I am going to do, I undid the fuel line at the filter and I undid it at the carb. I'm going to run compressed air through this thing, blow the line out, because even though it looks good in the tank, it can get real shitty when it sits for a long time in the line because it'll rust inside there. So we're going to blow the hell out of it and see what happens. I got the camera pointed so you can see what I'm not going to see, basically. Also, this might not work. We're going to find out together. Oh, yeah, it's working. That's not good. That's not great. All right, let's swap a couple parts. Then I'm going to go throw a battery in it. We'll see what happens before we call it a night. Okay, I got all my lines and stuff cleaned up. Got all my gas lines off. Cleaned up the wiring. It really wasn't that bad, but I always like to go overkill when I'm doing my ground. So I ground down all those and put new bolts in them. Battery's hooked up. Let's see what happens. Key is in. Key is on. And I do not hear the fuel pump. So we definitely 100% do not have a fuel pump on. Oh, I just moved the wire and it sparked. Let me show you real quick. It looks like we still have power though, that's good. Come around and bring it over here. Now a smart person would not recreate this just so you can see it, but I'm not that smart, look. Oh, I can't do it again. Oh, it must have just fully broke when I moved it. It was sparking right there. Oh yeah, look. I actually hate these connectors where it has the solder in the middle because they always over melt. There is one strand of wire right there. It might actually blow the fuse now if there's a fuse on it, but okay, so that's definitely our problem. I might cut that before we leave just to double check, but what I want to do, I want to make sure the motor's still turning over. He said it was the other day. Okay, so we obviously didn't have gas, had really shitty gas. I do have a can of starting fluid though. I'm gonna give it a drink. We'll see, make sure we have spark and whatnot. Depending on how it was wired up, I kind of had everything just simple wired and I think he redid some stuff. It shouldn't blow a bunch of fuses, but sometimes if you have a grounded hot wire, you can blow 4 different fuses if you kind of got it wonky. So I'm sure I had it wonky, but yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see. I want to make sure it should still run and have spark and all that fun stuff, so let's check that. All right, give her a drink, baby. That's way too much. I always use entirely too much starting fluid. Is my mic on? Oh, that would have sucked if it was off. All right, let's see what happens. Wow. Good, good, good. Perfect. That's all I wanted. Don't want to get crazy. I don't need to get cute with it. Oil pressure gauge still works. I did not realize that. Before I call it a night, I am going to put some lubrication on that stuff because that's just... Aluminum is a corrosive bitch. Okay, perfect. It's obviously not running amazingly, but considering we're still kind of figuring stuff out, the video he sent me was like 8 months ago, so she hasn't ran in a very long time, but that's not bad. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to cut that wire real quick. We'll double check it, make sure we got 12 volts back there, and then get some parts tomorrow, and I'm going to bed. All right, funny story. I pulled on this to cut it, and when I pulled on it, this whole thing fell out. So not only was it burnt through, there was a wire sticking out to spark. This wasn't fully seated. I hate these things. I don't even know. I might have did this, so I'm not even blaming anybody. I just suck at them. Look, look, look. Came off too. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. I like a mechanical connection. Also, I've read that when they sit for a long time, they will start to expand if they get hot and then essentially just kind of undo themselves. And I have a feeling that's what was done here because all of the solder in it, I just squished it and it fell out. And, you know, solder should technically never do that. I'm not a fan of these. I know some people love them, but I'm just probably too stupid. Anyways, here's the problem. I double checked this real quick off camera, and usually you either have power or you don't. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I might be able to do it with one hand. Let's see. Wedge that in there maybe. That could technically work as a hand. Let's see. Key is on. I have 6 volts. That makes literally no sense to me. That doesn't make sense. The only time I've ever seen something like that is when there was a voltage rectifier that was having problems. Because there's no way my battery's that dead. The starter wouldn't even have turned over. A bad ground can kind of lose voltage, but it would never be that much. So, I mean, I already know this is over 6 because I just started the car 2 seconds ago, but let's double check. Damn it, damn it, damn it. The one hand is killing me. Would you just stay there? The video's almost over, you piece of shit. Okay, well, give me a minute. All right, now we got it figured out. Check this out. Yeah, 12. Actually, that should be a little bit higher. I don't love that it's at 12. Well, technically my key's on, so it might go up a little bit when the key goes off. But yeah, have no clue why I would have half the volts. That's interesting. Let's make sure the key's on and stuff. Yeah, key's on. And what I'll do... Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on. Let's go, well, while we're doing this shit, let's do it real quick. I'm going to check it off. Obviously, shouldn't have any this should jump a little bit. Yeah, okay, so that's jumping up. Let's go check back here real quick again, see where we're at. And then what I'm gonna do after this, everything should be off right now, so it shouldn't matter. I'm gonna check the, what do they call that? The accessory. Maybe the accessory sometimes only gets 6 volts and it needs to be on the other side of the key. I have no clue. We'll find out together. The accessory still has 12, so I don't know why it's doing this, but while we're experimenting, we might as well check. Okay, it has none, so that's good. We're off there. Let's do accessory real quick before we call it a night. So good news, accessory also has 0, so we'll dig into that tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what causes that, to be completely honest with you. That's weird. Make sure this is off. Okay, that's off. Yeah, we'll play with that tomorrow. Get some new rubber fuel line. I was gonna say get a new fuel pump, but if that's not getting 12 volts, that might still be good. Also, I don't need to get a new one because I forgot I had a spare. But yeah, we just need some bullshit and then some gas. That's what it was. I knew there was another one. We'll be back, baby. And then before we do anything for a drive, we are gonna have to cut that brake pedal because it is hitting the floor. They basically put the floor exactly where the frame was, so I knew it needed cut before anyway, but I think I already shortened it a little bit. And that was before we sunk the cowl a little bit, which was dumb. I should have not done that yet, but that's okay. We can cut and weld that brake pedal pretty easily. But the reason I said that is I damn near can't drive it with it that way. It's not actually hitting the floor. It'll still engage, but it would be a lot better if it was up. So naturally, I'm getting a hold of my head of myself. We need to make sure it runs and drives and goes in gear. But yeah, sweet. We'll be back tomorrow, baby.
The next day.
All right, we're back. I don't know if I've ever wanted to be in the shop less than I have right now. I don't feel good. Took a big road trip. I was on the road for a week. Felt good the whole time. Kind of had a little snifflies yesterday. No big deal. I'm a badass. I'm a man. Woke up this morning and my throat was on fire. I felt like I couldn't breathe. It was so bad. My clitoris is swollen. It's like huge. You know, the thing in the back of your throat. So I texted my buddy who I went out there. I met Tom's Refurb. I met Crucible Coachworks. My buddy Ryan. I've been talking to him for years. Talked to him. He's feeling shitty today too. Sure enough, 2 of the people at the Porsche shop have COVID. So there's a good time. I thought that shit was over, by the way. Freaking liberal hoax. Anyways, people have it. So that might be what I have. So that's great. I would 100% be in bed any other time, but Tom's Refurb truck is coming here tomorrow, and I want this running and driving so I can get it out of the way, pull his truck in, pull this back in, just be able to move it. If this is movable, makes life a lot easier. So that's the plan. I still haven't unloaded the U-Haul. I have a Porsche 911 on the back of a U-Haul right now. Have to take care of that too, but my clitoris is killing me. Oh no, it's not called that. What's it called? Uvula. Uvula is killing me. Whatever. I think they're both a myth anyway. Okay, let's get to work. Oh, also, I was feeling so shitty. I asked my neighbor if she could go get gas for me, and she said yes. So I was like, cool. And then I was going to have her go to the parts store and get fuel hose because my old hose is cracked and shitty. But the parts store was already closed. So we're going to make something work with that. I think I have some back here. I think I have some on that shelf. So let's just, I've been recording for 2 minutes and 6 seconds. I just feel like that was an hour, and I am not joking. Let's see what we can do, baby. All right, I spent way too much time on this, but I didn't like the way it was, and it feels like I'm walking through mud. So I spent an hour and a half on something that probably should have took 20 minutes, but new line is done. I'm going to, I thought there was a little, somewhere I thought I could bolt that. Oh, maybe not. Either way, I want to put a clamp on these two so that isn't moving, but that's fine for now. New filter, all new lines, blew the filter out in that too, so we are good. No cracks, everything is solid. Big fan of that. We need to do the lines in the tank from, because I think it was loose. Yes. This is kind of old, but that's going to be fine. But this had way too much line. I don't know why I did that or if it got moved or somebody else did it, but I need to take about a foot out of that thing by the time I do it. But we obviously need to figure out why we're having power issues, and can't drive this if we can't lift it up. So I popped the wheel off. I'm going to see what the hell is going on in this wheel. I don't know where the leak is. I truly have no clue. It might be at the bag, but I thought it was a line. And what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna reroute this shit anyway, I'm actually gonna cut this line right here, put a little connector on it so I can add air to it, and then I'll be able to know right off the bat if the bag holds air. It's obviously a problem from here back. If it starts leaking, I'll be able to actually hear it, and hopefully it's not the bag itself, because you got to basically take everything apart to get it out, which would suck. But yeah, let's find out. If it's the bag itself, I'm definitely not doing that tonight, but I do want to test it real quick, so let's do it. All right, moment of truth. Oh, hit the camera. Sweet. I hear nothing. The only hose I hear is my leaky air hose. Okay, good. This thing wouldn't hold for a minute, so it's got to be this line, which is huge because we can just put a connector here, 1-to-1, and then I'll run this new, and I'm going to reroute this a little bit anyway. Yeah, that should actually be tied up more, but we obviously have an issue with this, and it's in there pretty good, so we're going to have to get underneath it. I'll take that out wherever I'm messing with the wiring, but sweet! Oh, it's like a 20-minute fix versus like a 3-hour fix, so I love that. All right, let's dig into the wiring. All right, so our wiring, nothing is pinched. It's running on the inside of the frame rail, looks good, it goes into the cab. So we obviously have issues with the wiring in the cab. And if I had to guess, I would say it's probably something to do with the original ignition, or obviously the wiring into the original ignition. Jeez, I can't even talk, I'm so sick. Because I think I just had that off a toggle switch whenever they took it, and I didn't have any issues, so I would almost guarantee something is pinched or whatever up there. Also, ripped all the lines out. Where is it? There it is. Bada bing, she got hot. It looks like this ran right along in here, and it was actually out of the way of the floor whenever they were welding it, but I have a feeling, or whenever they built the floor, but I have a feeling it moved because it wasn't strapped in very good. It was zip tied to the frame, but it didn't have the actual little mounts that I like to use on these because I didn't put them on there yet. So whenever they were welding the frame, this must have just kind of moved a little bit, and it was sitting up on the bottom side of this sheet metal. The only bad thing about not running hard lines, I mean, there's plenty of reasons why these are bad. Some people hate the plastic lines, is shit like this. They do not do well with heat. These stupid things will take like, I don't know, I think it's 800 PSI before they blow, so they're really strong as far as air. They are pathetically strong, or pathetically weak whenever it comes to heat. So try and keep them out of the way of heat. I only did hard lines one time. You essentially run like a big brake line to all of your fittings, and it was a giant pain in the ass, but I did like it a lot. I need to start doing it more often, but push to connect is pretty badass. Plug and play, essentially. Got that all out. Also, it had 2 different connectors in it. I don't like doing that. I usually like one line all the way to the bag. Obviously, we cut that one because I'm not going to take the bag all the way out, but if you only have one connector, that's not the end of the world, but this one already had 2, so that would have been a problem. So we'll do that probably tomorrow. I thought I brought line over. I'm speaking out loud while the camera's running. Sorry, this video might suck. I'm sicker than shit. Yes, okay, I thought so. I have plenty of 3/8 line, so that's good. Cool. All right, let's figure out why the hell we have 6 volts. I still don't understand why we'd have 6 freaking volts. That makes no sense to me, but we're gonna start digging into this, see what's going on. All right, I got it rewired. So this truck, when I bought it, somebody had already cut into the original harness and added a bunch of stuff. And then a lot of it wasn't working. So then I cut that and added to it to get it running. And then I think it got cut again. So like my coil wire, for example, was spliced 3 different times before it gets to the key, which really isn't the end of the world, but I didn't like it. And I think it was me and the previous owner. I don't even think Trailer Trash messed with the wiring other than connecting it to the key. So, got all that cut out. I mean, I got rid of so much stuff. like, because it had been added to so many times, coil wire and my starter wire were both like 3 foot longer than they needed it to be. The only problem is, well, there's several problems. One, I don't have my wire stripper broke. Don't have that. I don't have any zip ties. I want to get this all cleaned up with zip ties. Don't have any of those. I don't have the right solder. And there was something else that was pissing me off. I can't remember it now. Oh, my headlights aren't working. They worked before, so there's something wrong here. I tested 3 or 4 things. Still didn't work. Fuse is blown, and I don't have any of the glass bubble fuses. I can't remember what the hell they're called right now because my brain is foggy. So I kind of just put a piece of wire in there to double check stuff. Still didn't work. So I don't know what that is, but what I don't want to do is get this all cleaned up and pretty and make it nice. I got that really badass wire loom, the cloth style. I love this stuff. It looks so good. It looks kind of old schooly, but not old schooly. So yeah, what I don't want to do is spend an hour getting it all cleaned up with that and then have to cut into it and figure out what the hell is going on with my headlights. And it could be something as simple as this little voltage regulator. I'm not sure. So I'm going to dig into that at a different time. That is obviously not important at all when we're just trying to drive this stupid thing. But while I was in here, it was good to get rid of a lot of bullshit that I wasn't very happy with. So I got all that ran, new wiring to the alternator, to the key, and then I have a brand new 20-foot wire here on the ground that we're going to go back to the fuel pump. What I'm going to do before I get this ran all the way to the back is double check, make sure. I double checked it before I spliced it, so there's no reason it shouldn't be working, but it's easier to test it right now than whenever I get it back there. So I'm going to test that real quick and then run this to the fuel pump, hit the key, see what happens, then I'm done for the night. I have wasted, I've been here 3 hours tonight, might be 4 hours, and I mean, I've just like cleaned up wiring and bullshit, and well, I did do the airline, but yeah. I feel like I'm walking in slow motion right now. The good news is when I'm sick, I have more of a deep voice like a man should and not my normal high-pitched little screechy bullshit. You can't be gifted with a giant penis, be 6'2", ripped, 8-pack, and also have a manly voice. Just can't, you know, you can't be this good looking and have a good voice. So it's fine. It's a good trade out. I'll take it. By giant, I mean 2.5 inches, obviously. Let's run the wire to the fuel pump. Let's see what happens. As soon as I hear it turn on, I'm going to throw gas in it. You do not want to run them dry. They can burn up real quick, but I want to double check. So check our wiring and then we'll see what happens. Let's go. I don't know why I told you all that. In reality, the next video is going to be me wiring up the fuel pump either way. Because if it doesn't test right, I got 3 or 4 different wires that I can tie into that I know work. So let's go. All right, moment of truth. New wire is ran. All my broken shit is fixed. So we should be good. I tested it before. I tested the wire, and the wire was good. I haven't tested the fuel pump, but I'm hoping the whole 6-volt thing was our problem. But let's find out. Also, I don't have the fuel line hooked up yet, so it's going to be running dry, so I don't want to run it super long, but I just want to hear it kick on. Come on, please. Sweet! I'm going to go ahead and hook my fuel line back up real quick, and then we'll go up to the front and look at our filter and see if we got gas coming. All right. Fuel line is hooked up. I am tired, but I really like to see this done. So let's see what happens. Still sounds dry, to be honest with you. Oh, never mind. It just kicked into a lower gear. Yes! Yes! Can you even see that? There she goes. Yes. Not only do we have fuel up here, but it looks perfect, which is nice because I was a little worried about that. Since she's been sitting so long, we might have a float stuck, so I'm going to give it a little tap. A little tappy tap tap. All right, should we try and start it? I wasn't going to bother trying to start it, but let's try and start it, see what happens. What the hell? What the hell? Yes! Yes! Oh my God, I'm so happy. Oh, yes! Oh, I can't tell you how excited I am. Sweet. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I would be way more ecstatic if I wasn't so sick and tired, but that's huge, man. That's huge. All right, I want to do one more thing before I call it a night. I got to go to the parts store and get some stuff. A lot of stuff needs zip tied, but what I do want to do, throw a battery back here. I don't even remember what needs, I don't even know what that goes to. That's not good. I want to make sure this compressor's good because they haven't used this at all, I don't think. Oh, this wire came out of there. So that needs to be plugged in for my manifold. So what I'm worried about is she sat outside, and I don't know how covered it was. That air compressor works great. I'm gonna fix that wiring, and we'll throw a battery in it and make sure stuff still works for the airbag system, because I don't know if it does. All right, got my wires cleaned up, got my ground. Am I forgetting anything? No. Oh, I do want to test this. This should have power now too. I rewired it. Does it have an on and off switch? It does. I have no clue if it's on or off though. So let's see what happens. Yeah, baby! Oh no! So it's working. Everything's okay. I got a leak somewhere. I can hear it. Oh, that's just this. Okay, that's fine. That needs back pressure to seal, so that's normal actually. My rubber mounts, this is air compressors, airbag air compressors are always rubber mounted. My rubber mounts, because it sat outside, the rubber's so deteriorated it just fell off when this kicked on. Look, I could almost pick this thing up. So that's not great, but that's okay. What I want to do now is make sure my controller works. How can I do this so that I don't have the air compressor running? Oh, here, hold on. Hold on now. Unplug that. And that should just be power to my controller. All right, let's see. Let's tighten this real quick. Now, this is wired up to where I don't need this second battery. I just had this for while I was testing it. This is already through a solenoid and stuff, so in reality, I just need to take this cable, go up to the key switch somewhere. I could technically run it off the 12 volts for the fuel pump, but I like it to be a lot heavier gauge wire. Even though it's to a solenoid, it's good to, you know, do that. But I should have power here, I think. Let's see. Yes! This one's sticking. I don't know why that one's sticking. Oh, there we go. The button was crooked. Okay. Sweet. Oh, that makes me so freaking happy. So, tomorrow, we get some sleep. We get some parts. We probably need to do the brake pedal because it's so weird. I don't know if I can even use it. I mean, I can use it. I just can't use it great. But I'm going to do that dead last depending on my time. I need to check transmission fluid too because it's leaking a little bit around the tail shaft seal. It's only been like the smallest puddle ever, like the size of a nickel, but it's only been here a week. So over, you know, a year, it might be low. I didn't check transmission fluid. I checked it, but I've ran it since then, so it would probably suck it dry. So I need to double check that. Hook up the lines, run my front line, fire it up, try and take it for a drive. I'm going to bed. I hope to God I feel better tomorrow because I'm still dragging out.
The next day.
All right, we are back. Check that out. Feeling better today. Not great by any means, but a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday was rough. Really shouldn't have worked, but I thought I could get this thing running and get it outside and out of the way of the Tom's Refurb Escalade. If you haven't watched this, go check his channel out. 2006 or something, 2010, I don't know. Cadillac Escalade, all-wheel drive. They kind of built up the engine, big cam, big injectors, headers, all kinds of good stuff. And it's a little ripper. I bought that from him. I drove out to Maryland, which is like 18 hours from Missouri. Picked it up. Really, really excited about that one. That one is going to be a lot of fun. But that's not what we're working on right now. We are on the Blazer, which is even cooler than that thing. But that thing's pretty badass. And I finally got to the parts store today. So I have everything that I need. Cable clamps, just, I needed a million different things. Also, my wire cutters broke yesterday, so that made life way harder than it needed to be. First thing I want to do, I want to get my air lines ran. I want to get all those plugged back in, throw the battery back there, and then we're going to cycle it, double check, make sure we don't have any leaks, because I really don't want to be dealing with that during a drive if I have a bag that's leaking. It's just sat for so long. Like I said, push to connect fittings, they don't love sitting for a long time with zero pressure. If they have a little bit of pressure in them, they'll stay clamped, if that makes sense. That's what we're going to do first. And then while I'm under there, everything needs clamped to the frame. Like the wires, everything. Like it's tucked up under there pretty good, but it's not great. There's some zip ties holding stuff that should be clamped. So I got to do all that. And then once we get that done and the air is working, I might try and see if I can't figure out the headlights or something. I don't know. We're going to keep playing with it. I got brand new bumpers that need installed too. That could be fun. I'm already getting ahead of myself. I forgot already. I got to freaking do the brake. The brake pedal is going to be a job on its own. Also, these are sitting here. So the more I talk, the more I realize I need to get to work. Let's go. All right, I got my lines ran. Got my soapy water. Compressor's full. I just want to double check some stuff. I haven't put air in the bags yet. I just want to make sure we're good to hear. Just in case. Oh! Okay, I wasn't expecting that. All right, well, we got to fix that. That's not great. The good news is I don't see anything there because these are all new now. Not only did I re-plug them back in, I cut them all like 6 inches back. Wait, like 6 inches back. And made sure that, you know, if any of my tubing has just kind of got damaged from being plugged in and taken off 3 or 4 times, I wanted it fresh. So I cut all those new, and that looks perfect. That's obviously a leak, though. So we need to fix that. Also, I was complaining about this compressor, how it broke free from the rubber. And after I was looking at it, I think I can just take these bolts out and put a bigger washer in it because the rubber's not that bad. I assume the rubber got corroded. It's a little corroded, but I can put washers in it for now. But yeah, hopefully that just needs tightened. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Okay, good news, bad news. Good news, none of my lines leak. Everything was good. It held there for 10 or 15 minutes and I realized it started lowering. I got soapy water everywhere. I thought originally that maybe one of the welds had a pinhole in it because I could kind of barely hear something here, but I'm not sure what it was. My exhaust ports, you have an intake on a controller and an exhaust, and then obviously all your lines for the bags. And then whenever you push a button, it shoots air into the bags, however you want to do it. And then these back here are your exhaust. So when you dump it, it gets rid of all the air. They are leaking barely, just a little bit. And it's actually, I sprayed soapy water on it because I thought maybe it was the fitting. It's actually one of these solenoids or both. I don't know exactly how the exhaust works. Technically, all of these are exhaust, so maybe they're all leaking. Maybe it's just a couple. But if there's any leak at all on the exhaust side, it will dump the whole system. The good news is it's a very slow leak. It takes 15, 20 minutes. The bad news is you can rebuild these, but usually it's easier just to change the entire manifold. They're not super expensive. Air Max, they work with the channel. They'll hook me up, I'll tell them. And you rarely ever run into this. I've only had it happen one other time, and that was a super cheap Chinese set that was like an $80 manifold. This one, I think just being outside, like look at the rust on the mesh and shit. And I have a feeling there's rust inside those exhaust manifolds because they're technically open because your exhaust just dumps all the time. Everything else is a closed system. The exhaust is open, so I think it probably has rust in there, and maybe it has corroded the way these go down and seal. That would be my best guess. She sat outside, not covered. All of the sheet metal was new whenever they did it, 6 months ago. And that just shows you it just, takes a long time for sheet metal to rust that much. That's not surface rust. That's actually stayed on there for a long time rust. I have a feeling that's my problem, but it's way cool for my first drive. Technically you could still rock it. Just in 10 or 15 minutes, you're going to have to pump it up again. You're going to have to air your bags back up, which would be a pain in the ass, but we're not going crazy. I just want to drive it. I have not driven this truck since it's been a Blazer. I got it almost all the way done. Was super excited. And also another reason that I know this is from sitting in water and rust is because nothing was leaking before. So I know it's good. Just that's a problem from sitting for too long. I had this thing ready to go. Got excited. I turn it over. It would run. Ran great. Motor's always been great. It's a 327. Love 327s. Big fan. But occasionally when I was starting it over, it would skip a tooth a couple times. And I thought it was a bad starter. And then just the more I was trying to start it, it got worse. It went to like an occasional skip to all-time skip. And then there for a while, I could just hear it spinning. And it did not sound like a starter. It sounded like the flex plate. And I literally had it on the ground. We were starting it to go for the first drive. Flex plate just chewed up. I still wasn't sure exactly what it was. Got up under there. I think I changed the starter 2 or 3 times. Got up under there, and the flex plate was just shot. I mean, every single tooth was basically chipped off, and that's where it stopped. And I was like, great, I got to pull the motor and transmission out, change flex plate, and that's the whole reason Trailer Trash Racing got involved. I made a post on Facebook. I was like, hey, anybody want to do some collab work? Or I think I was just looking for a mechanic at the time because I was going to send it off because I didn't want to mess with it. I was building a lot cooler shit. This baby, she's so great. I promise it's not abandoned. These videos just kind of slowed down because there's been 50 of them. But anyways, so yes, I have not driven it since it's been a Blazer. I drove it a couple different times when it was still a long bed truck. If you haven't watched any of these videos, this was a long bed truck I bought for $800 because it was so rusty. Turned it into a badass bagged Blazer, cut the bed down, did all kinds of stuff. So really excited for my first drive. I'm not gonna freak out about a very, very slow leak in my exhaust manifold, but we will probably either need to get another one coming or rebuild these. I haven't rebuilt one of those in a very long time. I said all that to say, the only thing I need to do before we can put it on the ground is button up my lines that need clamped. The back ones are already good. I already did the driver's side. The passenger side, they're just kind of hanging in the way. And whenever I do exhaust, the way they're just hanging right now, it would 100% go into the line, and I do not want to do that. So I got to drill some holes, put some cable clamps on there, and then we're done. She can go on the ground. I might... It doesn't matter right now, but I might do it while it's jacked up. I think I can just take the whole pedal off instead of trying to cut it under the dash, but we'll see. Let's button that shit up first, and then we'll mess with the pedal. That sucks, but still very excited. I was really worried from sitting so long that a lot of my bags would be leaking, but we're good. That took way longer than I thought it was going to. Wasn't planning on spending 2 hours, but very, very happy. In reality, you can put like 2 or 3 of those clamps. I mean, really 2 would be fine. I put like 5. I just don't want anything moving around because it's so low. Any, line that can be somewhere is going to be a problem. Also, I have welding to do on some stuff just like they did. And I don't want to run into where, weld something and then my line comes back because I'm going to put sheet metal here, need to weld this a little bit more, need to weld this, need to make a plate. I don't have any sheet metal right now, so that's a problem. But that is all done. She's basically drivable. We had it running yesterday, and now the bags are working and holding air. So tomorrow we're going to come in, play with the brake pedal a little bit. I don't remember how to take it out, to be completely honest with you. It's been a while. I thought it was just a big bolt, but it's not on a C10. So I'm going to probably go back and watch my old video because I took that off when I cut it before. But as you can see, we need to take 4 inches off of it or something because it's just way too low. I also want it over a little bit more. Kind of want it that way. So right now, my big-ass foot has a hard time getting to the throttle. But yeah, very, very happy. We'll be back tomorrow, baby. Hopefully tomorrow, button it up, take her for a spin, call it a video. Get the Escalade in here, start playing with it a little bit, too. I really want to stay on this one, though. I don't know. We're going to do something. We'll figure it out. Sweet, we're back.
The next day.
I got excited for the first drive, came in, transmission fluid was low. Of course, I spilled it everywhere. If you've ever watched this channel at all, you know I may not be the best car builder in the world. I'm the best transmission fluid spiller on the planet, but that's not what we're worried about right now. That's all gas. And I was like, what the shit? I just went 10 feet. And then I was like, well, maybe it was a bad line. Line's okay. So then I come over here, start looking. It's all over the firewall and shit. Couldn't figure it out. It's the little, somehow this bent. the little rod that goes from the front tube to the back, I think is what it is. Fucking snapped it. Check it out. There's fucking gas everywhere. This goes from here to there in these, and I bent the hell out of it. I don't even know how to put it back. I'm gonna try and straighten it and put it back, but I don't know when we must have done that. I sat stuff on here when I was working on shit, so maybe I slammed the hood on it, but I don't know where that came from. So we're gonna try, but of course it's dark as shit now. I love phones and cameras because it looks like it's 8 o'clock, like kind of semi-dark. It's like pitch black right now, but let's try and straighten this bitch, see what happens. Well, so much for that idea. It is pitch black now, it's midnight. I ended up playing with this stupid thing for an hour and a half. I mean, the original one was bent, and I still don't exactly know how I bent it because it's kind of underneath this flange, but I did it, obviously. I must have did it when I was messing with the brakes, I guess. I don't know. Either way, tried to straighten the original piece for way too long because it looked a little bit smaller than like a standard 1/4 inch line. It looked like, you know, like maybe it was, I don't know, metric or something. And so I was like, oh, I need to straighten it. I got it in there and it was still loose, like kind of moving. I was like, okay, well, I'm screwed. I'm gonna have to buy a part tomorrow or something. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just try, maybe it's 3/16. Whatever it is, I said, let's just try that. 1/4. Had an old piece of that. Got it cleaned up. Worked out perfect. They are a pain in the ass to install. You have to take the float bowls off. Well, one of them off, and then slide one end in and then put the other one on. Not fun at all. But it's back now. I started it, drove it 8 feet there, 8 feet back, and then spent an hour getting all the gas cleaned up because it dumped a ton of gas everywhere. The good news is, that's not much of a first drive. Doesn't even really count. Didn't have any cameras running. The good news is, other than that, is we found a couple problems that need fixed before we drive it tomorrow. Not happy about needing to drive it tomorrow morning because tomorrow's Friday. Well, technically it's Friday right now because it's 12:30. But this, whenever it gets radiator fluid in it, gets a little bit heavy, sinks down and starts catching the fan. You can see all the little lips right there. I thought the motor had a tick. Almost had a heart attack. Also, this doesn't have a rubber bushing in it. I thought it did, and I think I might have one. But if I don't, for now, what we can do is just bend that down a little bit more because I don't want my radiator to go into the engine. Little shit like that. I'm going to go ahead and play with the bumpers. Don't know how far I'm going to get tonight because I kind of didn't want to work on this anymore. I want to take it for a drive, get the video done, start playing with something else. But we could also stay on this one for like another week and maybe finish it. But I don't know. One thing we need to do with the bumpers, I'm going to start on the back first, but in the front, I am going to end up putting little inner wheel wells here. I don't know if I'm going to do a full one. I don't really care about that as much. I mean, if it's not that big of a deal, but it is hitting on the edge of that fender, and I want that cut. Granted, it will never drive when it's this low. These tires are just so expensive. I don't really want, you know, a piece of sheet metal with all of the weight of the truck on them. So I need to cut that back. And then what we're going to do for strength, whenever I get my little trailer fenders in, we'll weld those back in and that'll be strong. But the reason I need to cut those is I don't think it's holding anything up, but if it's holding anything up like a 1/2 inch, it's good to figure that out now before we get our bumper all the way mounted and then something's too low or too high or whatever. But what I'm going to do before any of that is start on the rear bumper. And I got a bunch of assorted, of course the air compressor's on. Geez, I was talking, I didn't even understand it. I have a bunch of assorted bumper mounts, but I think it's going to be easier just to make a piece out of angle iron, bolt it to it, hold it up there, and then figure it out. I don't know. Let's get to work. All right, I got the rear bumper lightly tacked. I mean, barely at all. You could kick it and it'd fall off, but I can't do anything underneath it because it's obviously laying on the ground. So we need to go to the front. The only reason I can't start on the front right now is because I want to cut these just in case they're holding up something. I don't think they are, but we should still do that first. So I'm going to air it up real quick, cut those, drop it down, and do the front front bumper and then try and get it up in the air and see if I can't get the bumper brackets to something. I don't know. I think I have the stock front ones, so maybe I can get lucky, but the rear is 100% going to be custom. Most likely the front will be too, but let's go. I am very glad I thought of that because it actually went down about 1/4 inch on that side and probably about the same on that side. So that was good. All right, let's see what we can do with this bumper. I think every single bumper mount I have does not go to a C10. So not sure they're gonna work at all. That sucks. But I'm gonna hold it up there and see what's what before we have to make them from scratch. But most likely we're making them from scratch. Oh my God, it looks amazing. Oh, here's the thing. Also had to make every single bracket from scratch. That sucked. I made it out of one giant bracket that tied every single bolt to it, which will make it easier whenever I weld it in on the truck. Very happy with how both of these look. Unfortunately, that's about, I don't know, 25% of the work because we don't have it tied into the frame yet. So we got to air it up, jack it up, get some jack stands on it, and then weld some braces from the brackets we made to the frame. Yay. Also, I made sure to make sure I could always, I made sure that I can unbolt it, even though I have it tack welded just at the edges just to hold it. Technically, you could weld it to it, because I don't know that I'd ever take them off, but I want to be able to, if I want to paint it at some point. That's probably not the plans for this truck. It's kind of a rusty old girl, but you want the option just later on. All right, let's get it up and freaking weld some shit. There's few things that I hate as much as overhead welding in this world, but she's almost done. Ooh, that makes me happy. Ow. Casey, why don't you wear long sleeve shirt when you're welding like this? Oh, well, it's because I'm an idiot, guys. Duh. I'm a freaking moron. Ow. Okay. Yes! Sweet! All right, let's go to the rear, damn it. Oh, last weld. I'm not getting too cute with my welding. I'm making sure it's solid, but I'm not getting it 100% because I don't like welding when there's a gas tank in. And I'm not taking it out just to mount these bumpers, but that's gonna be, whenever we do the floor, we'll pull the gas tank out. Today was supposed to be like a 30-minute drive, and then that was the video, and we put in like 8 hours. And now I think it's 5 a.m. on Friday. Holy shit. Actually, what time is it? Yeah, 5 a.m. Goodness gracious. Okay, sweet. Let's finish this shit up, I'm going to bed. I gotta wake up real early and drive it for the video. Oh, God. Oh, hate welding upside down. Hate. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. That's a lot better than I thought. Sweet. Okay. I need to be done for the night because I'm tired, but I don't ever leave the shop right after I get done welding. I always try and hang out for like 20 minutes just in case. So what I'm going to do is get it off the jack stands so that tomorrow we come in, take her for a spin. All right. She is off the jack stands. Put a rubber mount on the radiator. Got this zip tied up. I'll end up making a bracket to hold that. Also, I'm going to make this out of one piece. It's a funky shape, so they put two together. I kind of like that. And that's not the right air cleaner, but it's an air cleaner that's going to work for now. Yeah. Tomorrow we come in. Should be able to just get in and go. I'm not supposed to say should, because when I say should, it usually bites me in the ass. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to bed.
The next day.
All right, first drive. Let's see what happens. go time. Check that thing out! Oh my God. Wow. It actually runs really good. I think I gotta adjust the timing a little bit, but nothing crazy. Look at that friggin' truck, dude! This is legitimately one of the coolest things I've ever built. I've built a couple hundred cars. Dude, that was an $800 shitty, rusty long bed. Shit. That front bumper looks perfect. Wow. Wow. Check that thing out, dude. Oh man, I'm so happy. It looks so good. I don't think I have very much radiator fluid in it though, so we probably should get it home rather quickly. She's driving good. Definitely needs shocks. Definitely need shocks, especially in the rear because there's not much weight back there. The rears are always bouncy on airbags. Fronts you can get away with no shocks, but I'll put them on there. But oof. Dude, I absolutely love this thing. God, that looks good. Holy shit, man. Wow. All right, we better get it home. This is probably real stupid, but I'm good at doing stupid shit. Let's go. I'm so stoked, you have no idea. Oh my God, I can't tell you how excited I am. Look at that thing. Oof. It's like 3 million degrees outside right now, so I'm not happy about that. Can't tell you how excited I am about this. I mean, I put a lot of work in this. Like I said, it was a long bed standard truck, just a standard 69 C10. Nothing special. Picked it up from a buddy for, I think it was 800 bucks. And I didn't know what I was gonna do with it, but I knew I didn't want a long bed. So I was gonna just do a short bed conversion, and then I got to looking at Blazers. I've always liked Blazers, and I've seen some custom ones, and I said, you know what, that's what we need to do, and that's what we did, baby. Check that out. Oh, still a lot to do. Needs tuned, it's a little bit out. Definitely needs shocks. Need to make sure our cooling is okay, just little shit like that. We have a bunch of sheet metal work that needs done as well in the back, but I mean, this thing is closer than I thought it was, to be honest with you. Got to figure out the lights. I have no lights anywhere. I don't even think I have wiring to these back tail lights. because I think mice got to them originally. They're shitty, so we need to rewire everything. I'll probably get new lenses and stuff. And yeah, probably buy a couple used windshields on Facebook, and we're gonna chop this one 2.5. I've only chopped a couple windshields. I'm not very good at it, but I can usually make something happen. I'm gonna probably also search like hell for somebody that can chop it for me. If there's anybody around Kansas City, Missouri would be better, has a water jet. Apparently, if you have a water jet, you can just run right through it, easy peasy, won't break the glass like 9 times out of 10. And that's better than like a cold tile saw or sanding them down. So super excited. Oh, very, very happy. If you were watching the video, I have Tom Refurb's Escalade. It's an F100 on an Escalade chassis. Really, really cool project. I picked that up last week. I have a whole video of me driving out there, picking it up. We ran into all kinds of problems. U-Haul screwed me out of a trailer. And then on the way home, I bought a Porsche 911. My first ever Porsche. I know. It's just happenstance. Worked good. I think I won few grand from casinos playing poker. It was a hell of a trip. That's going to be Tuesday's video, so check that out. But yeah. Ooh! We're going to order some parts for this baby. And hopefully in the next video, maybe not finish it, but get it damn close. I'm going to drive the wheels off this thing. Okay, I got to go. It's so hot. This video's late. Hit that subscribe button. I don't know why I did that. Hit that subscribe button if you aren't already. Make sure you turn on your post notifications. Casey's Customs for the coolest merchandise on the planet. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment, all that good shit they tell you at the end of videos. Check out some more of my other videos. Peace. I love ya. I swear to God, I'm getting my tooth fixed. I'm not joking anymore. But yeah. Oh, love you. Bye.